Sure. Hi, my name is Shannon Williams. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the Community-Based Learning Coordinator at Inver Hills Community College. The goal of the Food and Resource Center is to provide students with support for getting themselves fed and their families as well in order to support them through being a student here at Inver Hills Community College. The Food and Resource Center here in the College Center first opened on the first day of classes in fall 2021, but for several years prior to that, the Open Door Mobile Food Pantry visited campus once a week to bring students fresh produce, meat, dairy, and non-perishable items. The Food and Resource Center is open from 9 to 4:30, Monday through Friday, but we also have a lunchbox program, which is a table outside of the Food and Resource Center that is stocked with grab-and-go items to eat at all hours that the College Center is open. No one needs to be staffing the Food and Resource Center for you as a student to visit it. We will have the door open during business hours, and we have instructions inside for how you can serve yourself. There are no limits as to how many times you can come and visit the Food and Resource Center. There's no limit to how much food you can take when you visit the Food and Resource Center, and we encourage you to take food for yourself and your whole household. When you first visit the Food and Resource Center, we'll ask you to scan a QR code that takes you to a few short questions that we'd like you to answer. This information is private and is only shared with the Open Door, which needs to have these statistics in order to continue to provide food for our Food and Resource Center. You'll be asked if it's the first time you visited, what city you live in, and how many people live in your household. There's also some optional questions about whether or not you'd like to be connected to one of our counselors here at Inver Hills. After you fill out that short form, you can take a couple of bags and shop. You can shop on your own, and like I mentioned earlier, there's no limit to what you can take or how much you can take. At the end of shopping, we ask you to weigh your bags, which is another statistic that we provide to the Open Door to continue our partnership with them. The food that is distributed through the Food and Resource Center comes from the Open Door, which is a nonprofit organization in Dakota County that provides food resources for folks in Dakota County. They have a warehouse in Apple Valley and a food shelf in Eagan, and they also have a mobile food pantry which services many sites throughout Dakota County. And they are the partner that we had that brought the mobile food pantry to campus before we had a permanent space here. If you'd like to get involved with the Food and Resource Center, there are many ways that you can help out. If you're eligible for work study, we have student workers who are paid $15 an hour to help us with running the Food and Resource Center. Otherwise, we welcome volunteers, and you can contact me directly. We have a lot of future plans for the Food and Resource Center. The most immediate one is to partner with Minnesota Central Kitchen, which will pair us up with a restaurant or a caterer here in the area, and will provide us with fresh, professionally cooked meals that we'll be able to distribute to students for free.